All right, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Wednesday night. It's Alan Patterson here from SimRace South Africa, and we are covering Division 2's race of the F3 series, and it's my good friend Nick Hodgson in the booth with me. Hello, Nick.
Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Round 1, Division 2. Very excited for tonight's race. It's going to be a magical time.
It really is. We were just discussing off air, there are quite a substantial number of names that are usually seen up in Div 1 that are down here in Div 2, and we've got to put this down to the amount of new blood that's just arrived in SimRace South Africa over the past 2 weeks, Nick.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic to see more and more people getting involved in the GP series. Been a stalwart for a long time here at SimRace SA. If you're feeling the urge, feeling the itch, feeling the need for speed, go to simracesa.co.za and sign up. Not too late. Remember, in the championship, you get a drop round, so this could be your drop round, and you'll be competing for the championship side by side with everybody else. And yeah, here we've got Road America tonight.
Yeah, indeed. Fast track. We watched the suspense and action with you and the other guys on Monday night, and it was a really fast track. There's really only possibly one or two heavy braking corners. Otherwise, everything looked to be third gear or higher. And you carried a huge amount of speed around most of the corners, Nick.
Yeah, it's a very interesting track. Remember, this series at SimRace SA is one of only two series that we allow setup changes as we go straight into qualifying. 15 minutes, remember, these guys have got just 15 minutes to set a flying lap. Okay, so setups are completely open here. You're allowed to do what you like, unlike the TC series, unlike the Legends series. But this track is interesting because, as you mentioned, there's really long straights here and really fast corners, so you don't want too much downforce on your car, but you also want to be able to carry speed through those long corners.
Exactly.
And we have that infamous right-hander that we'll get to very soon.
The carousel.
The carousel, and that almost dictates how you set up the car for this track, because you need enough downforce to be able to go flat out through the carousel.
Yeah.
And that does, to a certain extent, dictate how you set up the car, but then there's lots of drafting opportunities. Very, very tricky track. The grass here on the side, extremely slippery, way more than I've ever experienced.
Okay.
And yeah, so watch out. Anyone touching the wheel on the grass, they are in for an interesting experience, and whether or not they can hold on to it will be seen. So I can see the guys are about halfway around the first lap. Most of them will be trundling around. We will be looking at most guys on soft tires, although at the moment I do see a little bit of a split between softs and mediums.
Yeah.
Softs do give you the advantage if you can hook up a lap, and you literally get one lap, guys. You get one lap on softs before they go off, and it's not worth it anymore, especially with these track temperatures.
Nick, did you watch the coverage from Monday's race since you raced?
I did, yeah.
I don't know if you heard my commentary or Sass and my commentary on the tires. Interestingly, through the race, there was still at least half a dozen drivers that raced on softs for the entire race, and pit stopped and came back out on softs.
Sure, I don't really know how they managed to make that work. They are braver and better drivers than I am, because what I found is after the softs really heat up, you lose grip through the corners, particularly at the rear, and you're so susceptible to spinning out. But maybe that's how I had the car set up. So maybe they've built a setup around it. But yeah, like if we were about 10 degrees lower than what we are now, then softs would have been for me a real possibility.
Yep. Right, so as usual, welcome to everybody joining us on the YouTube channel. Ryan Skywalker's there, who was having a very good dice with you and the other boys on Monday night. Javant Wisthuizen, Philip Minnar also online. Ruben Kruger's there. Welcome, chaps. And guys are shouting for...
We've got a lot of gypsies guys
gypsies,
here.
yeah. Philip Minnar shouting for all the gypsy drivers. So maybe we can have a look at that. We'll confirm now. Just watching Sass as he's going round. He was the first out the pit, so he's going to be first to set a time. Currently round the bottom end of the track through Thunder Valley and coming up to the second last corner onto the straight. And he's a good 5.2 seconds down on his delta from his outlap. So he's definitely setting the first lap. In practice, they were 153s and high mid to 152s. So let's see how the guys do in the official qualifying here.
Yeah, I see we've got a lot of support for LLC Racing as well in the YouTube chat. So fantastic to see them back. Really good team is LLC, as I see Sass running very wide through turn 1, and then going off onto the grass. But yeah, really good to see. And that last corner, that caught me out a number of times. It's, for me, probably the most difficult corner on the track, but I know lots of people struggle in other areas.
Yeah. Right, so we have Mr. James Leach currently up at the top, and there pops his brother, Rainier. So the Leaches are up and going here at the moment, but from 153s, a bunch of people already in the 151, so the times are quick already.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we mentioned before, and we'll probably speak about this as the race goes on, you know, a lot of these guys, we're used to seeing them in Division 1 last season. It's,
yes.
Yeah, I don't want to say it's a shock, but it's just a testament as to how many incredible drivers we've had join the GP series for the 2021 season. Exactly.
A whole bunch of guys have kindly come across from the other leagues, Some Race Africa, and they've joined, and they're quick, as you've seen. They're quick in the touring cars and in the GP series. It can only bode well for the competition here, because everybody's now got to raise their game. They've got to be seriously quick. As we're currently watching at the moment, the one and only lady on the track, Chantal Hansen, and she's almost a second up as she comes through the last corner onto the start-finish straight. Currently lying 8th, and this is going to bump her up a good couple of positions into 5th or 6th, I'd suggest.
Yeah, this seems, I think she's with Flying Gypsies Thanos.
Wow.
If I'm reading the halo correctly.
Yes.
And, fantastic time, all the way up to 3rd, although immediately, that's Zander. Zander has taken provisional pole of 51.497. We'll see if that is good enough by in 8.5 minutes time.
Another thing I'd like to also announce, I forgot about it on Monday, but our support for the Grace Factory.
Oh, yes.
We are officially we have gone through the 150 driver entry list, and the total raised for charity at the moment stands at 21,000 Rand, which has been raised for the Grace Factory. So everybody, congrats to you. Pat yourselves on the back. It's an awesome. It's a great thing.
It's a fantastic cause, and if I remember correctly, Jason, who of course is our founder and really passionate about his charities, he found the Grace Factory for us, and if I remember correctly, they deal with children.
Yes, and, newborn children and their first-time mothers. Yes.
Craig Hunter is absolutely flying at the moment.
Oh yes, good 6/10 up on his delta as he flies down the back straight.
Also for Flying Gypsies Thanos, if I'm not mistaken. So the Thanos guy is doing very well right now. Canada corner. You can run wide here. It does give you a slightly worse exit, but a better entrance. So it's a bit of a trade-off as to what you want to do there. And then the infamous turn 14.
Oh, yes.
Oof, yeah, he gets it slightly wrong, but...
we're having some connection issues because I saw him fly off into the trees there for a moment, but
okay, so I thought that was my internet.
Yep,
but
there he goes. 4th.
There with this, guys. Yep, 4th. Good result for the moment. A 50.5 though. Goodness, I've just missed that.
Javon
Oosthuizen raising the bar.
Yeah.
That is incredible.
Javon, that's great. Nick, also, I don't know if you've noticed, but you have because you did one yourself, but the liveries for this year look astounding.
Oh, yeah.
The cars really look good.
We have some fantastic liveries out there right now. Once again raising their game with them. It's really incredible to see every single season. I think it can't possibly get better, and then the guys really come out
exactly
with some fantastic stuff.
Yeah. Also great to see Marco Grassa up in second place in the Gunston liveried car. On YouTube, Wimpy de Beer, how's it Wimpy? Quinton Janssen van Rensburg's there, Jeffrey Carr, Liesel Karinus, she's shouting for hubby for sure. Philip Minar and Sin Deviant. Yep. So thanks guys. Ruben Kruger's there, and thanks for joining us, and hope you enjoyed the coverage tonight with 6 minutes left. I'll just quickly fly over the weather again for those that missed it. The track weather will be the same as it was on Monday, which is scattered clouds, cool afternoon race, 22 degrees. Track temperature 27.3 and 29.3 lows and highs, with ambience around 22 degrees. So great day for racing, and the guys they shouldn't have any problems with the weather conditions at Road America.
Awesome stuff. So just having a look at our current pole sitter and second place man, so Javon Oosthuizen and Marco Grassa. Interestingly, both of these two guys, this is only their second season with Sim Race SA, and both of them staring down the barrel of the sharp end of the grid right now.
Awesome. Yeah, so look at first, second and third. Javon Oosthuizen, Marco Grassa and Craig Hunter.
Javon Oosthuizen, of course, for LLC Racing.
That's it. I'm sure you can also hear there's a very enthusiastic crowd sitting in the grandstands here opposite and behind the pit lane. And I'm sure it comes through on the game coverage, but this is the first time I've heard that.
Carinus jumping up to, that looks like 11th position to me.
Yes. Also
looks like an LLC car.
No, 12th. Jude Stewart, the youngsters in 11th, our little go-kart driver.
My app must not be updated. Oh, there it is. It's just come through now for me.
Good. There's a whole bunch of cars pile out of the pits again here. So we got Dirk Brandt in his famous liveried John Player Special liveried car. Dirk currently in 8th place with the black and gold.
Yeah, I expect Dirk to fly up a few positions here. He's not only up on his Delta, but we have seen Dirk put in some excellent performances before.
Indeed.
So he knows what he needs to do, and he knows how to do it, and he's proven he can do it before. So let's see what happens.
Yep, let's watch him. With 3.5 minutes to go, he is 3/10 up on his Delta as he goes through into Sector 3, coming down. Yep.
Down. Hurry Downs.
You gotta love the names, Thunder Valley and Hurry Downs. It's awesome. Here's the big carousel, your favorite corner.
Yeah, so he stays tight early, but you see how it's now spit him out quite far to the left. What I find you have to do is come into the corner quite wide and then cut in as the track. You'll see
to mid apex kind of thing.
Yeah, as the asphalt gets really dark, that's where you want to be hugging the inside, and then you're likely to be able to keep a nice tight line on the exit. You see those rumble strips on the left-hand side there? That they're obviously very bumpy, and that gives you a bad exit. So that's why I say, do you go in with a lot of speed and then have a worse exit, or do you keep it tight and have a worse entry and then a better exit? It is actually a little bit of a give and take corner.
Wow, Nick, look at his Delta. He's only 3/10, or if that. I mean, he hardly improved. He threw away half a second from the from Thunder Valley, from the bottom of the back straight to the start finish line. So a matter of 2 corners, half a second went missing.
Yeah, Dirk should really be looking at 4th gear through turn 1. You want to be almost on the limiter through there.
Right.
You can really throw the car in, but you can see it's not. He's got a good-ish run onto the straight, but he's still 10th down on his best. Last lap we saw him a little bit further up.
Just flying through the grid, going to find somebody else. Bjorn Buchner's... Oh, I beg your pardon.
Sorry, Jovan Oosthuizen, our current pole sitter, has improved by a couple of hundredths of a second.
50.5, great time. Almost sub 50s here.
James Leach has jumped up into third with a 51.291. Fantastic effort by him.
Yeah, we're watching Sabran Stoll. He's one of the new guys down in 19th place, but a very colourful car, lime green and pink. So he's certainly going to be spotted in a crowd with this car.
Speaking of lime green, I'm on board at the moment with Rainier Leach, who is 0.6 of a second up on his best right now.
Yeah, got him here.
So this could be an absolutely fantastic lap if he can keep it together. Oh, he gets it all wrong.
Little lockup. Oh, and that goes all bad for him.
Yeah, you got to watch out for those rumbles on the outside. That's a real shame because he was on for a really good lap. So watch out for Rainier Leach in the race. We know he's quicker than what he seems in qualifying.
Yep. Hola to Anthony Wilson on YouTube. And Philip Minnar saying, go Craig, give him beans. Craig Hunter currently residing in 4th place and very close to his delta as he goes through the first sector.
Unfortunately, Ron Stevens is only going to improve by a 10th. He got an awful exit onto the final corner. He was 3.5 tenths up, so he does improve to 14th at a 52.642. But yeah, there's some more that could be had ahead by Ron. He knows. Okay. He knows if he gets that last corner right, it will be golden. Peter Geldenhuys sitting 12th position currently, gone through the carousel. Looking through the very informatively named bend, kink, and yeah, this could be a great improvement for Peter.
So watch now at the end of this here through Thunder Valley and up to the last corner. This is where the guys do lose a lot of time if they get it wrong.
Yeah, you got to keep tighter through there. You want to be really clipping that inside apex so you don't touch the rumbles as
he's gone quicker.
Yeah, he has. Let's have a look.
If you can.
Ooh. Brave through turn 14 there.
Oh, that's grand.
Into overtime, and he's going to go across the line. This could be 3 or 4 places.
This is good. Big. 9th place.
Boom. 9th place. Fantastic. And just ahead of Dirk Brand. Look at that.
Craig Hunter also slightly up as he comes up over the line in 5th place, and he goes to 4th place.
Nice. Good. At the death, Craig, putting in a last-ditch effort there. Fantastic work. Fantastic work.
Ruan Stevens, last man out. He's in 14th place, but he's 2 tenths up.
Come on, Ron.
Okay, not so much. 1.5 tenths. Here he comes.
All down to the last corner. Can you get... This corner is so tricky. This last corner is so tricky. There you go.
Oh, he did well.
Power in.
Yes, he did well.
Look at that. Look at that. There we go. 2 tenths. Can you get to 2.5 tenths now?
This is going to go up to about 12th, 13th.
There we go.
Well done.
Jumps to 13th. Very well done, Ron. Right at the death. Right. Save that last lap for the best lap.
Right. Stand by, everybody. We're going to go for a fast...
Hang on.
What?
Hang on. We got our last place man, number 20, Stoll.
Sabran
Stoll. Coming across the line. Best lap of his, 53.7.
Yeah.
That closes up the gap nicely. Sorry, I interrupted.
All good. Okay. Fast ad break. We'll be back with you shortly. Right, we're back live. Cars on the grid, as you can see, 40 seconds left. It's going to be a Awesome race to watch.
Yeah, going to be an absolute humdinger. Very wide-ranging experiences here all amongst the field. Chantal Hansen seems at the moment to be the only person on softs. The rest of the field is on mediums.
Okay.
That is a bold choice by Chantal.
Sass, I see, in 3rd place overall, so he must have climbed up right at the end.
Yeah, we missed out on Sass jumping up. Okay, here we go. Lights. We've got the lights. Six lights.
6.
Wait for them to go out. Drop the clutch and go, 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 go. Sass gets quite a lot of wheel spin, but it's all right. He's off and running, looking to attack Jovan Oosthuizen as Jovan and Marco Grasser go absolutely side by side. Looks like Marco's got him into turn 1, though. His driver's fairly cautious. Not too bad, running very wide up the front there.
Super wide, but they all got round turn 1.
Yeah, absolutely. Through turn 1, I see Chantal Hansen has jumped up a couple of places on those soft tires, making it count right at the beginning. Leach as well.
Sabran still got caught up in a turnaround on turn 2, we saw in the background. Good couple of position changes already, but pretty much the field's got away and everyone's up and running.
Everyone just jostling for position at the moment. Sass van der Westhuizen in 4th. Had a look at Jovan Oosthuizen, wasn't happening though. Jovan busy trying to recuperate. I think he was on pole, if I'm not mistaken.
He was
all the way down to 3rd, with Marco Grasser now grabbing the opportunity and the bull by those horns. In 1st position currently, but we're not even halfway through that.
Zander Lus, we're just watching, he runs a little wide, and Mr. Leach has gone through, and now Zander's gone into the,
Yeah, he's gone into the gravel, and you know what's happened? That is called loss of downforce. Following through the carousel is so difficult.
Yeah.
You actually want to come from a little way back and close up as you go through the carousel, not be right on someone's bumper as you enter it. Very difficult.
I think it was also James Leach that went wide. I saw him run wide first in a green car, and then Zander, so that's why I kind of caught myself.
Sure.
No, James Leach is in 5th. It was Rainier Leach that ran out.
Leach.
Yeah, in the other green car.
Those Leaches, and see Marius Pretorius has fallen all the way back. That's really unfortunate for Marius.
Yeah.
And Stoll again. So a little bit of chaos behind us. Oh, Jude Stewart as well in the grass. These guys really struggling to get the cars going.
That was coming out of the final turn. He must have hit the grass and did a 360, but he's up and going again, so off we go.
Yeah, our top 3. Craig Hunter has run wide. And that's forced. No, Jovan, careful. Jovan made the wrong call there. He tried to go around on the left-hand side. Should have switched to the outside on the right-hand side, and that would have made all the difference. But I see Craig has let him through. Felt like he forced him off the track there. And who was that? Leach.
It was James Leach. Yeah.
Trying to capitalize. Luckily, Jovan has not been impeded, but it has allowed Marco Grasser to scamper away with a 4.5 second lead now.
Yeah, we're just going to watch a replay of that. It just looked like James Leach just basically ran out of brakes into the braking point and tapped the back of Craig Hunter. But all's good and well. He's facing in the right direction. No harm, no foul. Dirk Brand up into 3rd place now.
Yeah, I think what's happened, Dirk Brandon, of course, gaining hugely there. He was around 10th in qualifying, 10th or 11th. So that's a massive gain for Dirk Brand, although he is being absolutely pressured by Craig Hunter, who tries to throw it round the outside.
And does it.
Into Canada corner, but he's going to run wide through this corner. It's going to give Dirk an opportunity to come back at him. He's covered it off. You see him full in the mirrors. Dirk jumping over the curb there. Now it's about who gets the drive. He's run wide. He's run wide. Craig has run wide onto the
Dirk's
grass.
gone right past.
Yep. That is the risk. Oh, so close to Sass van der Westhuizen there. Almost banging wheels.
We're watching from 6th place, looking forward in the chase cam from Ruan Stevens, and the cars up ahead, Craig Hunter, Sass, they're all weaving to break the toe up the main straight.
Yep, absolutely. Don't blame them. The toe is worth an awful lot. It's worth at least 2.5 tenths if you get it hooked up nicely or not even nicely, if you just get it half hooked up down that start-finish straight. Especially as it's a hill as well.
Yeah, here we go, watching from Rowan Stevens.
He's tagged him. Craig tagged Sask.
Oh, and Rowan goes through the middle.
Yeah.
Threading a needle.
Did Sask not hit the wall there?
He did. No, he did. But
okay.
I think whoever tapped to, the other driver did wait for him to come back on, and that allowed Rowan to go right through the middle of them.
Yeah, Craig did wait. That was well done by Craig, but he got that move all wrong. He was in the slipstream, and he just pulled out slightly too late. And that's unfortunate, but Ron Stevens all the way up into 4th now. Can you believe it? Oh no, as I say that, he turns it around through turn 8.
Craig Hunter's all over the back of Sass again. These two having a huge race.
Ron having to wait to rejoin safely. That's taken him from 4th all the way down to 12th. It just shows you one small mistake around here.
Exactly.
Got Peter Geldenhuys on his bumper now. There's no rest for the wicket there. Rowan is under so much pressure. Peter should have this. The slipstream's going to let him slingshot it past. He's going to go around the outside. They give each other room. What's going to happen through Canada?
Where are you watching? Oh, Geldenhuys, 12th.
Geldenhuys, sorry.
Okay. Go forward to Chantal Hansen, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th. They're all next to each other as they go into the start-finish straight. And Chantal's doing well up into 5th place now.
Yeah, remember our only soft tyre runner at the moment, Chantal, a new entrant as of last year. So this is kind of her 2nd season if I get this right. And somebody's in the slipstream. Who's that? Craig Hunter's in the slipstream going to the inside.
Yes.
Chantal, you can go around the outside here. Don't worry, you can go around the outside. Oh, backs off a little bit. Let's Craig through. Lives to see another day because you know what? There's a slipstream opportunity here.
And here comes James Leach behind them.
Yeah, Chantal kept that very nice and tight. She's going to have a fantastic run. You want to go on the inside if you possibly can. Craig lets her have the inside. Don't touch the grass, Chantal. Watch out.
We're on the helicopter view, looking straight down at this lot. Oh, and there was a little touch. Yeah, a little touch. That's James Leach going through and passing 2. And now Craig's slowing down and letting Chantal come back past there.
Through what's a Corvette bridge. I must be honest, I saw a couple of passes on the Div 1 stream through there. I have no idea how the drivers made that stick. That corner is so tricky and just all of the death if you get it wrong. So kudos to the guys who made it stick through Corvette. But that's braver than I am.
Into Carousel, we've got Bradley Taylor and Rainier Leach and Jude Stewart now next to each other here for 8th, 9th and 10th.
So a little nugget of information, Jude Stewart, he's been racing, sorry, not Jude Stewart. I've got John Stewart here. Jude Stewart, I think, is his son.
Oh, there's a huge moment there for somebody. Hang on. Nick, who's that? Ron Stevens? No, I'll give up. Somebody in a yellow car was all... I don't know who it was. I can't find them now.
There's just too much action up and down the field. Oh, Jude Stewart just gets it wrong through the last corner. I tell you, that corner is evil. It is actually evil, that corner. It looks so tame, guys. You're going to watch it on the stream and go, what are you talking about? That seems like a pretty standard 90-degree corner. There's something about it that just catches you out the whole time.
It might have actually been Jude Stewart down the back straight with the yellow fins on the car, but he's going again. Behind them, we've got Yassine Manuel, also with the yellow and white car. I'm not sure if it might have been him, but anyway, everyone's going again.
Yeah, Yassine all over the back, and they both run.
Whoa, Yassine almost gets a tank slapper, but grabs it.
Mostly around Road America, you've got to keep the car tight against these corners, and you've got to take the corner a little bit slower than you feel you need to, and almost wait for it the whole time. It's a very, very weird track to drive. That is a dive on down the inside. Very brave on the brakes. Yassine manages to not run into Jude Stewart the first time, but not the second time. That's Corvette Bridge, and yeah, that was a tag, unfortunately.
Yeah, both of them turn around. We're going forward a little bit to Hansen, Chantal Hansen in 6th place, with Bradley Taylor kind of 8/10 behind, and in the slipstream, these guys are pretty close. Bradley Taylor behind Chantal Hansen. Up up at the sharp end of the stick. Marco Grasser's up and running. He's 2.6 seconds up the road and going. Jovan Oosthuizen settled down into second place with Dirk Brand 4.5 seconds back in third, as you can see.
So if we just rewind our memories back to the very, very start of the race, Marco Grasser did at the beginning have a 4.5 second. Remember when that three-way battle was happening and there was a little bit of a tag. So Oosthuizen has managed to drop the gap a little bit. And I'll be keeping an eye on their lap times. They're only a 10th apart the last lap. So, and I can see already Oosthuizen's taken a bunch of time out of Grasser.
Nick, this is going to be important for later on. The youngster Jude Stewart's pitting now to fix all the damage. So he's getting a pit stop done. Hopefully he comes out on mediums and then he's going to drive to the end.
How many laps have we done? This is crucial. How many laps have we done?
That's a good question, sir.
If we can tell that, I can tell you if you can make to the end.
They're on lap 6.
That is bang on. If you fill the tanks at lap 6, you can make it to the end of the race.
Right.
I know because my teammate did it, and he had worked out already. So Matthew Boyd had worked out that you needed to make it to lap 6. And in fact, anybody who goes and watches the Div 1 stream again will see Matthew take a huge amount of damage. And I think you and Sass were going, why is Matthew staying out? Why is he staying out? He's staying out to get to lap 6 so he could bring the tanks and go to the end.
The problem is I think Jude Stewart's maybe escaped to pits. He's teleported because he hasn't come out.
Oh dear.
So he's still sitting there, but we have Travis Fourie who is driving into the pits in 19th place. So he's self-powered into the pits and he is stopping by the looks of things.
Bradley Taylor is now all over the back of Chantal Hansen.
Yes.
Really trying to hustle her. Remember, Chantal on the soft tyres, just reminding once again. Getting a little squirrely through Bill Mitchell Bend, and as we go in through the infamous turn 14, she runs a bit wide, but keeps it off the grass critically. Bradley Taylor is within 2/10 of her. He's going to have a fantastic slipstream. Watch this as he goes into 6th gear. You'll suddenly see him start to really pull.
Now this overtake's done actually because we watched it on Monday. If you were that close at the last turn, you were passed by turn 1, and Bradley Taylor shows that. Yep.
That's it.
Hello to Barry Mayer on the YouTubes and Brett Crowcump's there. Welcome everyone. Yeah, so old Jude Stewart, he's not coming out, so I think he's retired.
So Bradley Taylor has been racing go-karts for 10 years from the age of 7. So he's even competed at the national level across South Africa.
Chantal going around the outside of Bradley Taylor as we watch them. She's not giving up on this.
No, definitely not. Nor should she. But this is both Chantal and Bradley's second season at SimRace SA, which is fantastic to have them both here. And Rainier Leach behind Chantal, really trying to capitalize on this battle. I can see that Rainier's sponsored, of course, by the Dictator. The beer from it's OC Brewery.
OC Breweries, that's right. And behind him is brother James coming back on a drive back after having an off earlier. So they're showing good pace, and if they just settle down, they'll be up there. Right behind them is also Pieter Geldenhuys from the sim racing crew.
That's still all to play for. Just over half an hour to go of this race. Jovan Oosthuizen now 1.8 seconds behind Marco Grasser. Marco Grasser does a 52.7. Oosthuizen a 52 dead. And that is the fastest lap of the race so far, ladies and gentlemen. You see how Jovan Oosthuizen is taking 4th gear through turn 1. It's really the way to go.
Okay, we weren't watching him, but we're on him now. He's this gap is close now. This is under almost half a second. So I think Marco has had a big issue somewhere, and Jovan,
he got it all wrong through turn 2 and lost a bunch of time. He's 1.1 seconds down on his off the pace on his delta, and he's outbraked himself into turn 5 as well. Is this some pressure starting to show? He will have seen that gap coming down over the last few laps.
Yeah.
Sometimes as a driver you can just psych yourself out, like it's only a 1/10 or 2/10 a lap and you're going, oh my goodness, he's catching me. You know, and it's so easy to get into that mindset that he's catching.
Exactly.
There's nothing I can do.
Exactly.
It's 2/10. He's 3 seconds away. It's going to take him plenty laps to get on your backside. You got
However,
time.
you got carousel and you've got a draft down this long straight.
Yeah, exactly. Now we see. And if I was Jovan, unless there's a clear opportunity here, which there may be,
he's throwing it. That's a lick and send.
I would. That's actually not too bad. Let's see what they do if he can keep it tight.
Great overtake.
Marco gave them that in the end. He didn't try and go around the outside.
But Marco can return the favour up Main Straight if he's close out of the final turn now.
He's got to be closer than what he is now. There's 4/10 between them. Here we go. 6/10 now. Let's see what the gap does. It's coming down. I think he's got. Yeah, Marco's definitely got a better drive out of the last corner, but he's just a little bit far away.
Yeah, he's in the turbulence. He's going backwards now.
Yeah.
All right. So good pass by Jovan. Let's see how he maintains that pressure.
So that's our pole man, remember, who is kind of streaks ahead of everybody. You see Marco Grasser taking 5th through turn 1. Got to be 4th there. But yeah, Jovan Oosthuizen, our pole sitter, man, by a reasonable margin, and had an awful start and fell all the way back to 3rd. But he's now clawed his way back, and he's got that P1 finally against his name again with 29 minutes of this race left.
A little bit further down the log, we're looking at Taylor, Hansen, Leach, and Leach. These four are all over each other. And
the battle of the evening. This has got to be so far.
Definitely. Chantal looking after herself and doing really well, and then the two Leach brothers just behind in 8th and 9th.
Yeah, this is fantastic racing by all 4 of these guys and girl. Oh, Bradley Taylor looking like he got a little bit squirrely there.
He did.
He's losing Delta.
He is absorbing a pile of pressure to hold everybody back here. And
Chantal kind of go around the outside. That is a move.
Way to go, Chantal.
Stick it on the inside. Keep there. Don't back out of it. He's got to give you space.
And Renier's also looking, I'm going to jump on this.
Yeah, but now where's the toe? Don't worry about the person behind you. Grab the toe in front of you and then you'll be all right.
Looking at the camera view, straight down at Chantal. Renier Leach is in... Oh, sorry.
We got a ping issue there.
Got a ping issue. Sorry about that. There they are. And Renier almost outbreaks himself. I'm not too sure why we're having connection issues with our server. Maybe there's problems up in Durban.
Everybody getting away with it though, that's alright. The gap is spread out a little bit, but Leach is now 3/10 behind.
Oh, hang on. Marco Grasser's just crashed out. Yeah, he's going again, but he's in 5th place. Oh, and somebody just flew into the pits. That's Peter Geldenhuis. Peter Geldenhuis.
Renier Leach up the inside into turn 1. Chantal Hansen makes it stick. Good move. Hansen is now under pressure by the other Leach, James Leach. There's just Leaches everywhere. Oh!
Chantal closed the door solidly there.
Yeah, wasn't having any of that. Having any of that.
So the boss, Peter Geldenhuis, had a huge moment into the pits. He was sideways, he hit barriers, he was up in the air. He's got it sorted and going and back into his pit box. So he's pitting now.
Ooh,
James going past.
Sent it up the inside. Didn't lock up. I thought he was going to lock that up and go straight into the side of Chantal. Better on the brakes than I am, that's for certain. Because goodness, that was a proper move. That was a lick and send, but he made it work.
Chantal, don't let these boys bully you. Come on, you can do this.
Yeah, you see, the soft tires are going to be coming to the end of their life for certain. So she'll just be waiting for that pit stop.
Renier Leach had a moment. He's just lost 3 places. They've all passed him. So he was off just before the carousel. So
what happened there?
I didn't see it, man. I just saw the arrows and he was down. Bjorn Buchner's in the pits. Yep. Okay, so yeah, 26 minutes. We're kind of on the bubble for pit stops, yeah?
Yep. So Bjorn did a little bit of racing 20 years ago. He's been simming since the 90s, and he did try online racing, but he became popular initially. But he's now really started again during lockdown. So yeah, and actually he met his teammate while they were flying on when they both flew Mango Boeing 737-800.
Yeah.
So that's hence their team name.
We every time I click on somebody, they fly through the air. I think Gross has just disconnected. He was 747ing over the pit lane, and he's gone off the leaderboard. So he has actually gone.
Has had a disconnect.
Yeah, sorry.
Craig Hunter is slowly closing the gap now to Sas van der Westhuizen. And Sas, of course, in third position, having a great race.
Yeah.
A fantastic race for Sas.
Sas, our fellow commentator, managing to keep all four wheels on the tar, and he's doing well as you say up into third place. Zander Lus, I think, is his teammate who is in ninth place.
Good stuff from both of them, but I'll tell you what, Craig Hunter is absolutely loving low fuel at the moment on these tyres. Mediums don't go off too badly in terms of wear towards the end. You're looking at around laps 10, 11, 12. You just got to watch the rears a little bit. They want to spin up, but apart from that, you've got low fuel then, and yes, these cars just then absolutely fly.
Okay.
I was finding that yesterday. As soon as I put fuel in the car, I wasn't happy. But
I think he's back. Marco Grassa is back on the track. He's just rejoined and come out the pits, and is in 15th place, 16th place, and is on the same lap as he was when he disconnected. So there was a good recovery. Well done.
That's an excellent recovery.
Right, so hang in there.
Here we go. Craig has
Hunter.
got a proper run. Oh, Sas doing a Buerta and dummying for the pits there.
Yeah, we saw that happen on Div 1 actually. A couple of guys did a dive and then went back out.
But now Sas is kind of on the inside here. He should have tucked in behind.
Oh, he does well.
Yeah, he does do well. Craig outbraked himself, just touched the grass on the side there and had to brake early, which Sas should have dived behind Craig and re-picked up the toe. Remember, you can do that. In fact, I did that on Monday and got my position back. So if somebody's gone past you on the straight, especially if it's early, that's actually good. You just hook back in there and be like, right, now my turn.
Right, so Chantal Hansen and Zander Lus in the pits. And Philip Minnar, interestingly, saying there is a huge bump coming into the pits. That's possibly what caught Peter Geldenhuis, because he was obviously going flat sticks, and that bump caught him out. So
I found that as well. What you got to do is you got to get as you go into the pits, it's like there's two lanes. Oh, Craig Hunter goes off onto the grass, but there's two lanes as you go into the pits.
Okay.
As long as you keep the car perfectly straight and in the left-hand lane, you're golden.
Okay, Craig's now having dramas.
Yeah, he's under massive pressure from Bradley Taylor now.
Coming around the outside in the carousel. That's not going to work, but he's going to fall in line for the long back straight, and this draft pass will happen before they even get to the end of the back straight.
Of course, Bradley Taylor for Synthesis Racing and Craig Hunter for Flying Gypsies Apollo.
Bradley Taylor up the inside into the braking point. Very bumpy. Wow. I'm not actually sure what happened there, but
he's passed.
Javan's in the pits. Leader's in the pits.
So is Dirk Brand. Our second place man is in the pits as well. Sas van der Westhuizen staying out.
No, he's not.
I think is he going in?
He's in. Oh, wow, that bump is actually quite big. He also just took off as he went into the pits.
Yeah, you've really got to keep on the left-hand side.
Leach, Hunter, Leach goes up into first, second and third.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of position changes now as everybody takes their pit stops. Guys pitting relatively late, it has to be said. I think in Div 1, most of the guys were pitting about a lap before this. But it certainly didn't work out for me. I lost 2 places in the pit stops by pitting
You did. You came out quite far back. We also saw that.
I couldn't believe it. I was pretty rubbish in my second stint. I won't lie. But like, I'd only had 1 lap, and then both, I think it was Philip Minnar and Jacques Buerta, popped out in front of me. I was like, where's these guys coming from?
Right, so James Leach having a good old dice here with Craig Hunter down the second straight as they head down towards the carousel. These guys are probably going to do maybe 1 more lap, or they're coming in now. So we're going to be looking for undercuts happening, because Javan Oosthuizen and company are out and running. And they kind of slaying each other up with this attacking. Although James Leach is now out in front. Craig Hunter second, Bradley Taylor third, and then Rainier Leach in fourth place.
Yeah, I've got to be said that James isn't being slowed down at all at this point in time. He's only a 10th off his best. Craig, on the other hand, definitely a full second off his best right now. So Craig's best lap time actually is incredibly quick, 52.2. While James's best is a 52.3. So these guys are actually, they've got the pace in them if they can just hook it up. No,
Craig! Far too much momentum.
Go in the pits, buddy.
Yeah, very clever.
There you go.
And behind him, Bradley Taylor coming in as well.
Keeps to the left as well. You see, there's the bump there.
Yesterday.
So left, guys. Guys, left. The pit lane's wide. Just stick left. You're okay.
Right, so Hunter, Taylor in. Jovan Oosthuizen.
Gaining positions back now that people are in the pits.
And goes past, so they're back up into net third. So it's the two leeches that need to pit. So they've got to now put in quali type laps for the next however long they're staying out. I'm actually going to stay with James because I want to see in cockpit going into the pits how bad that bump is, because it looks quite severe from the TV camera on the side of the track.
Marco Grosso at the moment in 15th, all over the back of Maurice Pretorius. I reckon he may have a lunge. No, he's backed out of it.
Okay.
Goes through. He's going to look for the start-finish straight. That's for certain. And Chantal Hansen all over the back of Bradley Taylor now.
Go Chantal.
Is still on the softs. Oh, she's made these softs last this long. I don't know. Unless these are new softs.
And that's a pass. So Chantal goes up into 7th. We're just riding on board with James Leach down the long back straight and coming to Thunder Valley.
Yeah, having a good race is James. Him and his brother, of course, swapping places left and right. But so
we're going to see if he comes into the pits now. And just how severe this ramp is. And he isn't. He's going past. Thanks, James. What about Rainier?
Rainier's doing
Rainier's in. Let's watch Rainier.
Okay, so he keeps left. He's slowing down. But look at that.
Jeepers. All right, so it is. There's a big bump there. Okay, so Rainier's
each fastest lap of the race.
Yeah.
Well done, boy. Well done.
James is trying to make this count.
Yeah, and he's even up on his delta as well. Absolutely flying as old James. See, Dirk Brand has now regained his third position, probably net second.
Yep.
And Jovan Oosthuizen, last lap a 52.6, and his best has been a 52.0. So, Jovan is getting back on the pace quite nicely.
Chantal Hansen is in 7th as Rainier comes out the pits. So Rainier Leach comes out net 5th. So that's all done and dusted. So Craig Hunter in 6th and Chantal Hansen in 7th. And I'm super impressed with her. She's done very well.
Yeah, certainly is. To my eye, has looked to put in a lot of practice over the season break, and it's absolutely paying off now.
I'm just watching Johan Karinus turn his car around underneath the bridge. Oh, and he floors it and does a donut at the carousel. So he's now sitting on the grass on the inside of the carousel trying to get the car facing the right way. And here comes traffic. Oh, he's just driven in front of Dirk Brand and bumped into him. Come on.
Oh, no.
Johan, you got to look at your mirrors. You got to look at your radar, man. Dirk Brand did well not to get very badly bumped there.
Craig Hunter right now pressuring Rainier Leach, who of course has just come out of the pits.
Here comes James. Last corner, is he coming in?
Yep.
He is. So this is now all about him and the gap. So Oosthuizen's 9-10 seconds back. James flies in, mellow over the bumps, and gets to his box as soon as he can. Let's go and find Jovan. Jovan's coming up and over the ridge, over the start-finish line, and oh, he's passed already. James hasn't even stopped yet.
Yeah, Jovan, despite James putting in some fantastic lap times, he's going to need to do that for a lot of the race to be able to catch Jovan, who's had a really good race so far. And I'm just looking, we've got Craig Hunter and Bradley Taylor both looking to make some moves.
Sass going around the outside of James. Yep.
Wow.
So that's a back up into third place for Sass with 15.5 minutes to go. James is out and he's going to pedal.
I mean, I've got to be honest, the Leeches have really gained a huge amount through this pit stop phase. They seem to have fueled a little bit longer than most people. And yeah, they must have been watching the Div 1 stream. It does seem like the overcut has been quite useful at this track.
Taylor and Hansen at it again. The pass has happened.
These two can't keep their hands off each other.
Bradley Taylor 7th, Chantal Bombs down to 8th. Ruan Stevens in 9th, and Zander Lewis rounds up the top 10. Marius Pretorius, we haven't seen much of him. He's idling around in 14th place.
Well, I'm not sure. I'd say he hit, what was he doing? 256 Ks now. That's idling. Sure, Alan.
Bjorn Buchner also down 16th. So, as you say, a good couple of names that we're used to seeing higher up on the grids, and they're not there.
Yeah, definitely.
Peter Gelnes in 11th place. Dirk Brand now up into 2nd and doing very well.
John Stewart, the last of our two Stewarts, is sitting in a good 12th position.
Yeah, that's dad of Jude Stewart.
Yep, he's got a lot of history in racing and motorsport in general. In sim racing.
Oh, that's a commentator's curse. As we watch him, he just drives off the track and has a huge collection with the wall.
Apologies, John.
Sorry, John.
He started sim racing in the 90s using a basic Thrustmaster wheel and GP2 from Micropros. So that's a pretty long history, I should say, with sim racing. Oh no! And
he's done it again.
I'm going to move away, and then he'll be able to recover.
Let's go to somebody else. That's terrible.
Sass. While we were talking about Jude Stewart and his Micropros racing days.
You mean John Stewart?
John Stewart, sorry. Jude, John. Come on, guys.
Okay, got it. Sass.
Right. He has been passed by James Lee.
James has passed him and driving away. So come on, Sass. I should try and go and find him and talk to him while he's racing.
Yeah, pull him into the commentary booth. I'm sure he'd love that. James Leach, though, I must be honest, has been fantastic this race.
He has.
He was kind of mid-pack-ish and had a few issues to start with, and he's really come good as the race is going on and on. There's 12 minutes left. Really trying to close the gap to Dirk Brand. It's big though, 8 seconds, and looks to have a back marker in front of him. I'm not sure who that is though. See if I can find who it is.
Greg Hunter's now within a second off the back of Rainier Leach. Oh, he catches a huge tank slapper there. That was almost in a roundabout for him at Bill Mitchell Bend as they come up onto the last corner for the start-finish straight. Craig Hunter's been struggling around the bottom end of this track all race, actually. Kind of put a bit of daylight between him and Bradley Taylor. The gap now 5 seconds.
Yeah, as we're entering into the tail end of this race now, the gaps have grown a little bit. I mean, it's a second and a half most.
Craig, he just drifted through turn 1, and I mean drifted. I'm going to replay that if you want to watch that on YouTube now.
Absolutely want to watch that.
Wow. Okay, wait until you see it. There was a late break and a turn and a hang on. It's a couple of seconds delay until you'll see it, but
yeah,
watch it, Nick.
YouTube's also a bit far behind. Oh, there, yes, goodness. Drift mode activate.
Complete. Right, so with just on 11 minutes to go, now sub 11 minutes, Javan is a good 10.8 seconds up the road. We've got a slow back mark under the bridge coming into the carousel here. It's Fourie, I believe. Not Travis Farine, no, somebody else. It's John Stewart again. He's had a bad time there, and he's kind of on and off the track. I think he's possibly got some damage. He's going down the long back straight, but he's going very slowly.
And have you seen the position of his wheel? Jump on board with him.
Let's have a look. Cockpit view.
That's not where you want to be.
So steering tie rods are broken, and he's driving with his wheel, as you can all see here. So he's hit the wall and hurt the car. He'll be in the pit shortly.
Yeah. Good man for keeping it going, though. Never give up.
Go forward to Sass, who is 2 seconds now off the back of James Leach. It's still not done and dusted, as they sub 10 minutes to go. But if James does a little mistake somewhere, Sass might still be able to get that position back.
And I hope everybody's got enough fuel in their car.
Oh, yes.
I'm at the moment on board with Sander Lewis, who's just got it wrong going into the last corner. Never mind, he was 7/10 of a second behind Peter Heldnase, but...
Oh, John Stewart, he's given up. He's disconnected there. He's had enough. I had a good chuckle here. The youngster Jude Stewart commenting on the Discord channel going, what? He teleported to pits, if you recall. He thought he only has to stand for 30 seconds. It was 360 seconds or 5 minutes kind of thing. So that was the end of him. So
that's unfortunate.
It's not as well. You can't teleport and just sit for 30 seconds. You do get a penalty for the tow truck that teleported you back to the pits, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
So
you definitely do.
Yeah, it's not going to be a... Otherwise, people will be writing cars off, escape to pits and pulling out the pits in 30 seconds as if nothing's gone wrong. It doesn't work like that. So, sorry, Jude.
Yeah, limping home is for some repairs is almost always the
exactly
the best option.
Right, Leach and Leach, Renier catching up to James. That gap is now sub 1 second, and Renier is pushing hard. James is feeling the pressure. James is so far off the track, he almost went into the pit lane there, and Renier's just piled right past him.
Oh, that's not. I'm sure that's not going to go down well in the Leach household. James will be spitting mad at himself for that one.
Do a replay of that and you can watch. As they come through the last corner onto the start-finish line, James is far out to the left, swerves right across the front of Renier, into the pit lane and back out the pit lane. You'll see that happen now.
Yeah, goodness.
It was big. Right, you see Manuel's also disconnected, so we've had 2 or 3 drivers just disconnect now. We've got Sabre and Stool who's in the pits.
Yeah, so I think Stool and Yassine came together in an almighty collision, and I think Yassine's had enough with that damage.
Sabran's come back out.
Yeah, he's gone in to pit and repair the damage, and is now back out.
Marco Grassa is in 12th place and still lapping pretty quick, so that was the best he could do. Disconnect, reconnect, and he's going to get good points. Both him and Bjorn are running in the points now, so
yeah, that's pretty fantastic from him. It's amazing how much you can recover from an evening's racing, even with a disconnect and things like that. You can bring something back. You can get something out of it.
So what we were saying 4 minutes ago about if James makes a mistake and Sass will have that position, and that indeed happened, because Sass back up to 3rd, Renier Leach into 4th, and James in 5th and driving back, trying to get back onto terms with his brother. But Sass up into 3rd place and doing well.
Yeah, in my view, these cars are without a doubt the most difficult cars to drive in racing conditions.
Okay.
Of all the series that we host here at Sim Race SA. Just because the tires go off quite quickly, lots of power to the rear, no traction control, all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You've got to concentrate so hard for 45 minutes
So, Nick, there's Camo ZA on YouTube asking, is this the GP2 car and why don't we race with F1 cars? Possibly you can answer that.
I can definitely answer that. I'll tell you the reason why. We have run F1 cars in the past. It was all right. We ran the V10 F1 car, if I remember, from RSS, Race Sim Studio, and it was good, but the problem was that car was so hard to control that it was a great hot lapping car, but it was a terrible car to race against each other. Like, you really had to be on the top of your game. So there was kind of 5 Oaks who actually could race them wheel to wheel properly. And then the Formula 3 car is a free mod from RSS Race Sim Studio.
That's the one we're using now.
That's the one we're using now.
Correct.
So it means nobody has to pay any money to go and buy the car and use it. I know that Race Sim Studio has got the Formula 1 cars, so I think the 2018 ones, for free, or did have at the moment. But we've stuck with the F3 car. It's been very successful over the last few years. It's got enough downforce that it makes a big difference. Gives you everything you want from a single-seater series.
Yeah.
But you can still kind of follow behind each other. The Formula 1 car is so hard to follow that behind somebody else that it just makes for, I wouldn't say boring racing, but it makes for less entertainment for the rest of us.
Good one. So, Camo Zeta, hope that answers your question. Right, we're 4.5 minutes left here. Another car in the pits. That is that another Stewart? No, John Stewart.
Like Stewart may have come back.
John Stewart's back out, but I don't know who that was.
Morris Pretorius is probably the closest battle on the track. Actually, the Leeches.
Yeah, we've been watching James on the back of Rainier. That's 1.3 seconds. So I'm just looking through the grid now to see what else is happening. Just jumping up to the front, Javon Oosthuizen, just LLC Racing, just lapping like a Swiss watch. Little bounce there, but all good.
Yeah, you gotta watch out for that corner. It'll bite. Coming through the carousel, being it nice and neat. Fantastic from Javon. Let's just do a quick tyre check, make sure nobody's on a sneaky soft that we hadn't seen before. Nope.
Just Chantal, eh?
Just Chantal, who is running in 8th position.
In 8th place, yeah.
Doing very well.
She's coming up to lap somebody. Just ahead, this isn't a race for position. I think this is Furry. No, it's not.
I tell you what, as somebody who commentates and watches and keeps a pretty close eye on what people do in the various series, it's always awesome to see the improvements that people make over the seasons. You know, like the first time they get into Division 1, the first time that they take a pole position,
exactly,
or get on the podium, all of those kind of things. It's amazing. It's really amazing to see. And speaking of, Sas van der Veste is in the 3rd position, doing very well. Dirk Brand, remember, he started all the way down around 10th, 11th place.
Yeah, he's done a great drive back.
Yep. Keeping it calm, keeping it collected. Remember, he had that incident in the carousel with somebody rejoining, but he, level head. Getting the job done.
Yeah.
Getting the job done.
Camo ZA, our other series is a BTCC series, and 2 seasons back, for the best part of about 7 years, we raced the GT3 cars. That was before ACC, so we now use AC as a step up to the ACC GT3 series, and that includes F3 here. It includes the classic touring cars, which will be running in 2 weeks' time. And for a first timer, and then also first season of the BTCC racing series. So if you're interested, pop onto our website. I'll plonk it on the screen. You can go and have a look at SimRace South Africa, or come and join our Discord channels, learn all about it, and come and race with the guys.
Yep, there's pretty much something for everyone at SimRace SA. That we've even got a rally league. I know, and there's a couple of track day servers as well. So something for everyone, I reckon. BTCC being my personal favorite at the moment. I absolutely love that series. Can't get enough of it. As we go on to what is probably going to be, it is going to be the last lap of the race. Van Oosthuizen just crossing the line. Quite slowly, it has to be said. 153.3. That's very far off his best.
Travis Ferry, last turn, just coming back onto the straight as we watch the leeches go over the start-finish line, 52.3 and 52.2 respectively.
And I've got to say, Sas van der Westhuizen is currently the quickest man on track. A 51.981, his best lap so far for the whole race, and at least a second quicker than Dirk Brand and Van Oosthuizen ahead. But unfortunately, that gap is just too big. It's unlikely he will be able to catch unless something really drastic happens. So, Van Oosthuizen, a wonderful drive here. Going through turn 7 currently, coming up against some back markers as he goes through hurry downs into turn 8. Loves to run on those,
those
rumbles.
Yeah.
But he seems to make it work. And as we go through the carousel, he is now on the final lap of the race.
Ruben Kruger shouting for LLC. Yep.
Really challenging the back of Rainier Leach right now. On the last lap of the race, 8/10 suddenly between the two of them. That's closest it's been in a long time. Keep an eye on that as we're watching, or as I'm watching anyway, Van Oosthuizen go through Thunder Valley for the last time, Bill Mitchell bend, and looking into the abyss of that last corner, turn 14, but he makes it round. Lovely, beautiful.
Somebody wide there.
Don't go into the pits, Siobhan. It's not quite done yet. Fantastic drive, buddy. Very, very, very well done. And Dirk Brand's going to come across in second place a few seconds later with Sas van der Westhuizen rounding out that podium.
And the leeches,
result of those three,
was close.
Very close.
Wow.
We thought James was going to take it over of the inter-leech battle, but it turns out to be Rainier at the end of the day, with Craig Hunter then coming in 6th position, Bradley Taylor in 7th. Good drive from Bradley, and Chantal Hansen, a fantastic soft tire drive for 8th position. I cannot believe the soft tires have worked, but they have for her.
Rowan Stevens coming up from the final turn onto the start-finish line, and this for a good 9th position. There's somebody reversing up the main straight.
Okay, that's one way to finish the race. Zander Lewis coming down for a 10th position. Marco Grasser 11th. Peter Geldenhuys a few seconds behind, but coming in for a well-deserved 12th place.
And that's about it.
Yeah, Morris Pretorius in 13th, Bjorn Buchner 14th, Johannes Carinas, sorry, 15th, Sibrin Stroll in 16th, and Travis Fourie in 17th. Fantastic racing all around. Well done, chaps.
Well done. Right, we're going to see if we can go and find Jovan. Here he is, Nick. I'm going to bring him in and we can have a chat. Jovan, are you there, sir?
Congratulations, my friend. A fantastic victory.
Thank you. It's always nice to start the season with a win.
Yeah, absolutely. Buddy, you dominated qualifying. How, was that just too easy for you?
No, I didn't have time to practice for HLQ. I've just been busy, and I practiced after that. And yeah, we made with it.
Yeah, definitely. You made it look easy for the pole, but then what happened at the start?
I struggled with traction off the line with cold tires, and then I just fell back a little bit.
Yeah, it looked like you went down to 3rd place.
Yeah, 3rd.
Yeah, so what was the thought process then?
Head down, pop off and force,
Well, I mean, it certainly worked. Were you always gonna do the pit strategy you did? Did you try and extend, come in early? What was What was your
No,
thinking there?
my teammate Ryan Skywalker raced Division 1 on Monday,
Yeah.
and I just used his strategy as it is.
Just with a little bit more fuel,
Yeah,
right?
a little bit more fuel.
Sorry, Ryan, I had to say that. But
Yeah.
no, a fantastic result for you. And medium tires, you were never going to consider the softs.
No, the softs just melt.
Yeah. I mean, we saw Chantal Hansen run the softs the whole race. I don't know how she managed it, but it was fantastic to see it work for someone. But mediums clearly worked for you. And you know, after your pit stop, you didn't find it difficult to get back into the rhythm.
No, it was actually easy with new tires. The fuel load was also fine. No, it was just nice.
Right, so we're going to see you in Division 1 for the next race, I hope.
Yes, Baikonaki, that's my home race.
Okay.
Awesome. I like the enthusiasm there, man.
That's awesome. I expect to see you beating old Skywalker.
Yes, definitely.
First, you got to beat your teammate, eh?
Yeah, it's the benchmark.
That's it.
Fantastic, Javan. Congratulations once again, my friend.
Thank you.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks for coming for the chat.
Yes, no problem. Have a good night.
Cheers, man.
Cheers.
Awesome, Nick. It was a good race, man. I must say I enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed the Div 1 race. There was a good fair number of dices all the way through the field there.
Yeah, it was a lovely evening. Thank you for having me. I hope everybody has enjoyed it as much as we have. That's round 1. Round 2, as Javan indicated, of course, is Baikonaki, a track I have never seen before in my life.
Me either.
So it's going to be a very interesting one. Everybody raves about that track, so stay tuned, everybody. There's more GP to come.
Exactly. And then just a reminder, we start with HLQ service for the first time for GT ACC races tomorrow. So next round is next week, Monday, where we're going to all be out in the GT3 cars for the first time this season.
Yep, absolutely. I'll be in the commentary booth for that one on Monday, so we will see you all there. I seem to remember it's a tricky track. Which one is it? Goodness, I should know. Zolder. We are at Zolder, so join us for some ACC action.
Yep. Right, so from me, thanks for joining me, Nick, and I'm going to say good night, and we'll chat again soon.
Ciao.
Cheerio.